Shohei, how did it feel to give the team that early spark in front of the home crowd?
ホームのホームで先制打を打ったっていうのはどう思いますか？
スタートとしていい打席だったなと思いますし、難しいボールでしたけどいい反応ができたなと思ってます。
It was a really hard pitch to hit, but I felt like I reacted pretty well, and I'm glad that I was able to score, help the team score early.
Other questions? Yes, Barry.
Hey, Shohei, how are you? If there's no game 3 in this series, when do you expect to pitch?
3戦目なかったらいつ次は登板する予定ですか？
そうなんですね。いつでも行けるように準備はしてますし、はい、監督含めて現場じゃないところに聞いてもらえれば答えてもらえるんじゃないかなと思います。
I'm prepared to pitch in any situation. I don't think I don't have the right to be able to answer that right now.
Other questions? We'll go to the third row on the left.
Shohei, you've seen a lot of Teoscar Hernandez. How dangerous is this lineup when Teoscar is really at his best?
手を好調で、打線の怖さっていうのを今日感じたんですけども、手を含めて打線のその良さっていうのをお願いします。
もちろん重要な場面でね、大きなホームランだと思いますし、打線全体的にしっかりと出塁する、進塁させる、最後決める、こういう流れとして全員がいい攻撃ができてたんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Yeah, big homer by Teo. Overall, looking at our lineup, we've been able to move guys over, score early, and score with runners in scoring position. So I think we had a pretty good flow to the game today.
Do a few more. Jack, on your right, guys.
You finished the regular season really well, pitching and hitting. Has moving out of the rehab phase of your pitching and just kind of being back to like a full starter and in a full two-way role, like has that helped both parts of your game, just giving you some freedom to kind of be the kind of player you want to be?
リハビリっていう縛りがなくなって最後シーズン後半も調子良かったですけども、ある意味それがいい結果に結んでるんですかね。
これから、ね、今日は良かったですけど明日以降どうなるかまた分からないですし、切り替えが必要ですけど最後いい形で終われてる、どっちもいい形で終われてるっていうのはチームとしてもすっきりとした気持ちで今日も臨めているので、そういう意味では気持ちの面で、最後いい形で終われたっていうのは良かったんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Just felt, pretty good overall to be able to end on a good note. And obviously, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But today, being able to obviously end on a good note again is a good sign.
Do two more on your left, guys.
先制したからといって勝てるわけではないと思うんですけども、ワイルドカードシリーズでは先制したチームがこれまで勝率が大体6割5分、去年の経験も踏まえてこのショートシリーズにおける先制点の重要さ、重み、今回自分でまずホームランを打ってという形だったんですけど、重みに関してはいかがですか？
それは先発投手にとっても、早い段階で援護があるっていうのはそれだけ余裕を持ってゾーンを攻めれるというのにもつながりますし、先制点以降の打席に関してもみんなが少し心に余裕を持って思い切って振れる場面も振れるし、タイゲームで迎えるよりもそういう1点取ってる、追加点を取ってリードしているっていう打席の方が気持ちとしてはいい攻撃ができるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
We'll finish up with one in Japanese.
お疲れ様です。今日の2本対照的だと思いまして、そのライナーでいったのとかなり遠くまで飛んだのと、ご自身の中でどちらの方が理想的といいますか、今後も見据えても理想的な打球だったなっていうのはどちらの方が？
どちらもね、もちろん違った良さがありますし、1本目に関してさっきも言いましたけど100マイルのインコースなのでなかなか狙ってるからといって何本も打てるような球でもないですし、2本目に関しては甘かったですけどランナーのいる場面でいい追加点になっているので、どちらも良さがあるのかなと思ってます。
We'll start with Bill right over here. Sorry, Bill up here, and then we'll go back here.
Dave, in terms of Blake pitching 7 tonight, what does that do, not only for tonight's game, but in terms of setting up not only the rest of the series, but if you guys are fortunate enough to get to the next one?
Yeah, it sets us up really well. Blake was fantastic tonight. You can see that he was in complete control. The fastball was great. The changeup was plus. Kind of mixing and matching, and really was in control the entire game. So I feel good him going through through 7 innings and getting him online. We got some work to do for this series, but he'll be ready to go.
We'll go to Bill over here.
You had an 8-run lead. You go to 3 different relievers in the 8th inning, took 59 pitches. What are you thinking as that plays out?
Yeah, well, Alex wasn't sharp tonight. And obviously Henriquez didn't have any command. And so, with that lane right there, 3 right-handers, 4 right-handers, I felt good about where we were at to kind of, shorten Alex a little bit. It still got 20-something pitches to get 1 out. And then you follow up in a 10-2 ball game with Edgardo in a lane that I feel very confident in, and he just wasn't good tonight. And so at that point in time, you got to get somebody else to kind of stop the momentum. And so I felt, having Dreyer on Ellie was a good spot for him. And, fortunately, he made pitches when he needed to. Ultimately, we got Ke'Bryan to pop up.
You're not going to score 10 runs a night, but how satisfying was it to see the offense continue the momentum from the last month?
It was great. It was a very well-executed game plan. Teo was big tonight. Obviously, Shohei had a huge night. Kike does what he does in October, and just across the board, we just took good at bats. And I think Hunter is one of the really, really talented pitchers in the game, and for us to get to him like we did, pretty impressive.
Go to Doug, the second row on your left.
Dave, Kike left the game with some back tightness. Any update on him, and will he be available for game 2?
He's playing tomorrow. He has some back tightness, so just kind of trying to, take care of him in this particular game, getting him ready for tomorrow and beyond. So, but he'll be in there tomorrow.
And we saw Shohei 2 home runs last year. Game 1, he had a home run against Dylan Cease. Just how much do you think he lives for the postseason, just these moments?
He does. His focus gets more, keen, and the at-bat quality is better. And, that's the reason why he signed to be with this ball club, this organization, to play in games like this, to showcase his, otherworldly talent. And, I expect really fun things this postseason out of Shohei.
Go to Barry up front.
Hey, Doc, congrats.
Thanks, Barry.
If there's no game 3, when do you expect Shohei to pitch?
You're getting ahead, Barry, but it would be one of the first 2 games probably.
One of the first 2 games?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
On your right, Jack.
In that 8th inning, is that kind of another example of what you've been talking about, guys just not attacking as much as they need to, especially when you have an 8-run lead there?
That's exactly right. It's very clear to me, when you're on the attack, those guys are on their heels with the lead that we have, and then when you start being too fine and getting behind, you start, giving them, free bases, and that's how you can build innings and get momentum. So, that's what I saw in that inning there for sure.
And like with Edgardo, is that like trying to use some of those guys when you have a big cushion, maybe staying away from some like the other like high leverage guys in the.
Yeah, absolutely. If we don't feel comfortable using certain guys, with an 8-run lead, then we got to think through some things. But as you pitch guys, you start to learn more about guys, and that's kind of how it goes.
Do a couple more. 3rd row on your right, Doc.
We saw Emmett throwing in the bullpen for a while. Should we still expect to see him tomorrow, or Tyler if necessary, now that you have the advantage?
Emmett will be available tomorrow, absolutely, and so will Tyler. Yes.
I'll go to Eric.
Dave, getting Edman out of there, was he dealing with anything, or is that score?
It was just the ankle. Yeah. It's something that's going to be ongoing. So whenever we can get him off of it to get him ready to the next day, that's what we're going to do. So that was kind of the thought.
And is he kind of limited to infield at this point? Just given
at this point, yes.
Yeah.
1 or 2 last ones. We'll finish up with those 2.
Dave, offenses can be tight or tentative in a game 1. Your offense wasn't. What was the reason for the offense being so potent tonight?
I think that the leadoff homer from Shohei was big. I think that the shutdown inning from Blake was big, and I just thought from the outset we had a really good game plan against Hunter, and we just didn't miss pitches when he made mistakes. And you know, Teo's hit was huge. Yeah.
I see it in the fourth row. Left, Doc.
Dave, Teo and Kike just seem to step up every single time in these moments. What, other than just the clutch gene, like what is that? Like, how are they so good in those moments?
I think it's the clutch gene. I think it's they're not afraid to fail. They like the spotlight, and they're just it's just a really good heartbeat for both those guys in those big moments. And Kike certainly likes the spotlight for sure.
Thanks for coming in. I will start with Kevin up front here.
Hey, thanks for the time. When Francona was in here, he spoke very highly of you and your ability to mix speeds on the changeup and how that set up the fastball. He said sometimes you'd throw 3, 4, 5 changeups in a row. Was that the game plan, or did that sort of develop when you saw how successful you were being with that?
Yeah, just seeing how aggressive they were to the fastball, and just adjusted and felt like that was what was best.
Go to the second row on your right, Jack.
You talked about coming here and wanting to have success in the postseason and get deeper into postseason starts. Just what did it mean to be able to get through 7 tonight and kind of set up the team in that way?
Yeah, no, it felt good to go deep in the ball game. Just got to control that last inning. But outside of that, felt really in control. Could read swings and just kind of navigate through the lineup the way I wanted to.
Other questions for Blake? Now we'll go to Bill over here. That's right to your left. Oh.
Are you already mentally getting prepared for Philadelphia?
Not right now, but I think, I'm going to break down the start, see what I like, what I didn't like, how do I get better, and go from there.
We'll go to Bill over here.
Dave's talked a lot about how the depth of the starting pitching is really important, and as far as you guys can go, the farther you get in the game, the better it's going to be for everybody. What do you think it counts in terms of importance that you are able to get so deep in terms of setting up the staff for the rest of this series and hopefully for longer?
Yeah, no, it's very important. I think, the farther we go, the deeper that the starters go in the game, it's one, it means we're pitching good, but two, it's you're giving the bullpen a break and a breather, and then they get to be 100% every time they come out. So it just makes for a different game that favors us.
Middle of the second row, Blake.
Blake, to start with a 1-2-3, top of the first, and then have Shohei lead off with that bomb, does that give you, I don't know, because you give the whole team a boost right there and let you go out there and maybe be a little bit more aggressive?
Yeah, it definitely sets the tone. And then from there, the mindset is attack and put up a 0 the next inning and get the guys back in the dugout so they can hit and get them going in a rhythm.
See in the fourth row on your left,
Blake, not having the time off between just going straight into this series, how much of an advantage does that give hitters?
I don't know. I'm not a hitter. I haven't asked them either. I think it's probably, they just got to keep hitting and keep going. So maybe it is an advantage. I've seen where teams stall out, in the DS, but I don't know. It's a good question.
We'll go to Blake. Barry for Blake up front.
Hey, Blake, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Hey, just a question on, in 2020, you guys played in San Diego bubble and the Texas bubble.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel like to play a playoff game in a series in a home ballpark that was as roaring as this one was today?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. There's nothing better than pitching a postseason game in front of your home crowd. So to be able to enjoy that and pitch, and it meant a lot.